I think the same things that have been holding the enterprise back from most change is going to be exactly the same as what's going to hold us back from wide-scale adoption, at least quick adoption of generative AI. When you're dealing with people, when you're dealing with process, it doesn't matter how great the technology is, you're still limited by how quick you can change people's way that they work, the want with regards to how they work, the deployment of these technologies. So regardless of how quick AI moves, because the vast majority of work was designed around people and around the greatest problem-solving capability that's ever been invented so far, at least the human mind. Until we can get past this, until we can truly rethink work, I think the biggest inhibitor is actually going to be our people and their willingness to change. Now, this isn't just around AI. We've seen exactly the same trend with things like robotic process automation, conversational AI, even ERP, CRM deployments. If you're used to a way of working and you're comfortable with that, and you don't see a need to change, then the chances are that you're unlikely going to want to change, at least proactively. And so I think, again, the biggest inhibitor to organizations truly being able to transform, not just with generative AI, but in technology in general, has been its people. And I think those organizations that can bring their people on the journey the best, with the most amount of support, with the clearest communication as to why, are going to be those that move quicker. And so I think that continues to be, I don't think that's necessarily new news. I don't think that inhibitor changes because we now have generative AI. It's still going to be very much a people plus technology future for the enterprise, at least for the next kind of 5-10 years, before we start to see some of these really futuristic capabilities like autonomous agents start to fundamentally change entire people's roles. So as much as everyone can be excited about generative AI being here and now, just like with every other technology that I think we've seen and every other technology trend we've seen, we are talking here about a runway of years, decades, before we see fundamental change in the way that businesses operate.